Welcome back to KTN News Center. Now, from Garissa County, the next BBI rally will head to Mount Kenya and Meru town specifically. Let us now speak to our reporter, George Maringa, on preparations for this. George Maringa, good morning. Talk to us about the preparations for the BBI campaign rally.
Good morning to Brenda and our viewers. Indeed, the caravan of the BBI will head to Meru County this weekend. That is on the 29th of February on Saturday for the BBI rally, that is the Mount Kenya edition. And as earlier mentioned earlier in the month, it will involve the Meru, Tharaka Nithi, Embu and all the 11 Gema counties and the leaders and citizens and wananchi will converge at Kinoru Stadium within Meru town for that rally. But of course, preparations are ongoing, meetings here and there, and I'm now joined by the majority leader of the Meru County, the majority leader of the Meru County Assembly, to just speak his mind, on the preparations from the political side, because we understand also Governor Kiraitu Murungi, who will be the chaplain, is in Nairobi for a series of meetings prior to this BBI rally. Thank you, Mheshimiwa, for joining us on KTN News.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you for hosting me.
Mheshimiwa, let's start with, Governor Kiraitu Murungi, as I have mentioned. Now, when President Uhuru Kenyatta visited the county early in the month, he did say in front of the president that actually, in his words, yule atatukana rais hatakubalisha kuingia Meru. Does that still stand?
Yeah, as far as we are concerned, that still stands. We won't entertain anyone insulting His Excellency the President, but we actually don't anticipate that kind of a scenario. We are working on a formula of making sure that everybody feels comfortable. Of course, everybody ought to be respected, His Excellency the President and all leaders indeed. And our governor was sending a very strong signal that particularly in Mount Kenya region, we have immense respect to the president, and it would be a bad idea for anybody to come here with intentions of in any way showing disrespect to the president and indeed any other leader for that matter. Yes.
So let's talk about the preparations. Have you had any meetings prior, or are there any meetings scheduled for this week?
You recall that we had the hopes of hosting the BBI rally on the 15th, but then we had to move that after the former, the second president passed on. And around that time, we had several consultative meetings, and the views that we've been collecting still stand. But considering that now we have the mega rally on Saturday, we have several other meetings. I know the governor is in Nairobi because there is a lot of collaboration between the national government and the county government, and therefore the planning bit has also to happen in Nairobi. But here, we already have had a few meetings with the county commissioner. We know the DCCs, the chiefs are aware of the program. The elected leaders will be out there, talking to people, encouraging them to attend the meetings. We are scheduled to have a smaller meeting with MCAs from Tharaka Nithi County, from Embu County on Wednesday this week. And many other meetings will take place between today and Friday, so that on Saturday it's a climax. We are giving out views that we'll have collected between now and, of course, that we've been collecting, but which will have climax between now and end of this week.
Yeah, let's get into the views, especially because that is the main purpose of the agenda of the BBI rally. So what are some of the views that probably you've been able to gather from wananchi, from the forums that you've attended, and also as the County Assembly of Meru? What do you have any stand as of now?
There are certain things that clearly stand out. For instance, many of the people that we speak to are for having more devolved funds to the county levels, and we actually stuck at a minimum of 45. So this idea of staying between 35 and 50 is not making sense to many people. We want to stick to a figure, and that's a minimum of 45% of the national budget. That's another issue that is coming out so strongly from all the engagements that we've had is the members of the public are completely uncomfortable with the idea of having regional governments. They don't see why we need to be talking about devolving funds to the lowest level, and we're busy talking about creating another layer of governance at the regional level. So that's one of the key areas where we see the Meru people and people in this region becoming really uncomfortable with, because the whole idea is really to lessen the burden of the taxpayers, because we are one of the countries that are almost overrepresented at various levels. The MCAs, the members of parliament, senators, women reps, and all that. So people are very keen to get to a situation where we are focused more on having development as opposed to creating certain possessions. Yeah.
Mheshimiwa, I know the unity that is in the County Assembly of Meru. Perhaps have you had any divergent opinions from your colleagues, and also say from what you expect? Will you sort of transfer the same unity to the other, say, county assemblies, the ones you'll meet later in the week, Embu and Rakanithi?
The devolved? You mean the devolved? Yes, we are keen to share our views and to get the buy-in of the Rakanithi MCAs, the Embu MCAs. I've been in touch with several MCAs in Kiambu County. We have a caucus of majority leaders. We also scheduled to have our caucus later on in the week. So these views, particularly in relation to the devolved funds, are the ones that we want to have take center stage of all the discussions that will be taking place at Kinoru Stadium. So yes, indeed, we want to have these views that are coming from the locals carrying the day.
Yeah. We have had those complaining or saying or raising concern over the actual intent of the BBI, that actually it is dividing more Kenyans than actually than the objective of uniting Kenyans. Do you share the same opinion?
From where I sit, I would hate to see the scenario that played out in Kitui, where a few leaders appear to be, made uncomfortable, and therefore, for us as leaders, really, we need to go that extra mile to accommodate everybody and to try as much as possible to divorce the BBI agenda from the 2022 succession politics, which is a tall order, obviously. But we are hoping that everybody will be objective. We are talking about making a law for posterity. It's not about a certain clique of leaders. It should be about the years beyond 2022 and so on. So the risk that we stand as a country is where people primarily appear to be focused on certain presidential candidates, which shouldn't be the case. Yeah.
Finally, Mheshimiwa, briefly, the invitation to the president to attend this forum, is it still on? Has he made any confirmation yet? Do you have any communication?
We don't yet have any confirmation that the president will be attending, but we've been consistently sending messages and really an appeal to His Excellency the President to visit us during this event. We also call upon the Deputy President, the Right Honorable Prime Minister. We want all these leaders to come. And we are very keen on His Excellency the President, because over and above him being the President of the entire Republic, is a key figure of leadership in the Mount Kenya region, across the 11 counties. So we are continuing to encourage him to come over. This is his backyard, and we hope to have him here. We want to interact with him some more.
Yeah. Thank you, indeed. That has been the Meru Majority Leader, the County Assembly of Meru, Victor Karidi, talking to us about the preparations, the meetings that are expected to happen later in the week in view of the BBI rally that will be held in Meru County, that will encompass the 11 Gema counties, Meru, Tharaka Nithi, Embu, and as well as the other 11 Gema counties. And as he has mentioned, the invitation to the President Uhuru Kenyatta to attend still stands, as was made earlier in the month when he came to the sides of Igembe County, the Igembe sub-county earlier in the month. So we wait and see, the turn-up of the leaders, Wananchi, as well as the 11 other counties who will be here to, make their views or present their views on the BBI, the Building Bridges initiative.